Story on the KRMG Morning News with Dan Potter happening now. We are meeting Tulsa County's new Emergency Management Director on this edition of TUCO Tuesday, our Tulsa County-focused Tuesdays. And we're getting the formal introduction from Tulsa County District 2 Commissioner Lonnie Sims. Commissioner Sims, welcome back to the KRMG Morning News.
Hey, thank you, Dan. Glad to be here.
And
appreciate Crystal keeping us all up to date.
She was herding cats, wasn't she?
She was.
The new Emergency Management Director is Bill Smiley. Good morning, Bill. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Commissioner Sims, what made Bill Smiley the right person to be the Tulsa County Emergency Management Director?
I tell you what, we were extremely blessed to have a gentleman with this kind of experience. Bill, truthfully, wrote the emergency plan for the levee. So I have a lot of people that ask me, what keeps you up at night? It's definitely the levee. When you have 10,000 people that are protected by it and $2 billion in assets, it's critical for the future of our community. It's critical for the safety of our community. But more important, that kind of experience brings a lot of credibility to the position. I think coming out of what happened, it was critical we reestablish that public trust in the individual that's going to lead this organization, and especially, some of the things we're going to talk about today when we talk about reorganizing for the future and modernizing. I can't think of a better individual with 20 years of military veteran experience, but 32 years in emergency management. We're blessed to have William Smiley at the helm.
Of course, you're alluding to his predecessor, Joe Krylicek, charged with possession of child porn and resigning that position. Bill Smiley, it says here that you were the Oklahoma Floodplain Managers Association Public Official of the Year. Is that because of your stewardship of the levees here in Tulsa County?
Well, I think it's definitely one of the reasons why. That's based off how much that individual represents the public in floodplain management and the kind of integration and coordination you have and the stakeholder engagements that we have that make that award really what it is.
As you come into this job, is the thing that wakes you up at night and causes you concern, is it the same as Commissioner Sims? Is it still the levees and all the people protected by them?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The things that keep me up at night are the same thing that keeps the boss up at night. Yeah. That and making sure that we're prepared for whatever may come our way are the things I'm concerned about. And then also, what are we doing about it, right? Can't just leave a risk alone, so we like to tackle those risks and reduce that risk to the public as much as we possibly can.
You've been in the job a couple of weeks now, that's all. So
I have second week.
I don't think you've probably given a complete survey to everything.
I haven't.
But are there deficiencies you're seeing right off the bat?
Well, the levee is always a concern. And then the partners and the relationships that I always have, or already have, are really showing through. The Corps of Engineers has invited me to a meeting on Hakey Levee, and I've got another meeting this week on Jenks Levee, and a meeting with the State Emergency Management Office this week as well. So just bringing all those people together and integrating our operations with that. From the county level, it's more of a coordination and administration. So we're going to look at what they've got in those areas and see where we might be able to fill some gaps in emergency response to strengthen the resiliency in their programs.
But right now, you're not seeing any glaring deficiencies or anything that's just hitting you, right?
No, definitely not. We've got a long history in Tulsa of doing things right, and that's been done. Tulsa also enjoys a community rating system with FEMA of number 1. They're the largest city in the country that has that rating. Oh. So we're going to continue to make sure that we do the kind of things that we need to do to protect our citizens.
Yeah, it's us and one other little town in California.
One other little town, right. And so it's really important that we continue those kind of efforts.
Commissioner Sims, much has been made, and we've asked Mayor Nichols about this as well, splitting what was the Tulsa City County Emergency Management Department into two. One, Mr. Smiley will be looking at and responsible for the county, and then the city's going to hire its own emergency management director. Why, from the county's perspective, was that needed?
Yeah, I think it's just really an opportunity. TEMA was formed back in 1961. I think it was still called the Tulsa Commission at the time. And so just looking at the way, the field of emergency management, how communities deal with response has progressed over time. Through a situation like this, you hate that it happened, but it does give you an opportunity to really take a hard look at, how can we modernize for the future? I think the future is mitigation and resilience. That's going to play a big part in emergency management. It's just not all about response and recovery anymore. It's how can we build resilience into our system, into our construction, into our infrastructure that minimizes the risk when we do have storms. Because Oklahoma, we're going to have them. When I was at the Capitol, my first session was the Arkansas River flood event. So we held an interim study, brought in all the partners from the tribe to the state to the federal Corps of Engineers to really take a hard look back at it, what we did right, what we did wrong. And I think that's a lot of it is we just don't have resilience built into the system, especially when you get outside the Tulsa area into some of the more rural counties. But overall, about 70% have separate county emergency management. Cities and counties have moved to that model. I think it was just a chance for us to modernize and progress.
You're in agreement with the split?
Well, absolutely. And, the one thing that I've been telling people is that you get 2 emergency managers now. So there's 2 of us out here, so double the effort, and it'll be great.
You'll still be housed for now in with the city, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, for now, until we work on the transition, and then we'll see where we're at in the future.
How do you think we're set up for winter?
Well, it's always how ready are you for the next event coming? Yeah. And so Tulsa got a long history of winter storms. So we're just going to continue doing the things that we do and looking forward to making sure that everybody's safe during the winter season. Yeah.
Commissioner Sims, and by the way, we're talking with Tulsa County District 2 Commissioner Lonnie Sims and the county's new Emergency Management Director, TEMA Director, Bill Smiley. Before you go, I do want to touch on the Juvenile Detention Center because we've talked to both members of the commission as well as Mayor Nichols about the negotiations going on to turn that into a low-barrier homeless shelter. It looked like a couple of weeks ago like the deal was done, but talks have continued. Are the city and the county any closer to a deal on what the property's worth, renovation costs, and if this deal can go forward? Yeah,
Dan, I think we're really close, actually. And from our standpoint, the negotiations never really ceased. We figured that we would work out this. I've been in public service for 20 years. A lot of times this is just the maturation of things, how they go when it's negotiated. I think what a lot of people don't understand is we have a family emergency shelter. That's really our space in the homeless effort. And literally our playground is 75 feet from that facility. So the important thing for us was safety and security of our operation that's extremely successful right now. We can't sacrifice our shelter for the sake of a new shelter. So we've got to be able to partner and harmonize. So those were really the barriers for us, was to overcome the safety and security issues. I think we're really close to doing that. And,
is there going to be a wall or something between the two facilities?
Fencing. Tulsa has offered, tying us into their surveillance system that's in their real time with TPD, which I think would be a great enhancement for us. So some of these things, just trying to work through some of the agreements, who's going to respond to issues out there. But the big thing for us was a security fence. We do have a clinic out there that's open to the public. We do have a pharmacy as well. So it's important we protect our operation. And like I said, not sacrifice what we do for the sake of a new shelter.
And especially important for you because it's in your district.
Well, 100%. And, our shelter's been there for over 50 years. So it's got a long history within District 2 and the community. So we definitely understand the priorities that the mayor has and the community has as well in this space. It's a big part of his plan. But like I said, our interest is purely to protect our operation, because it's going to benefit us both. We can't have an incident out there that negatively impacts us, say with a child, then obviously that kind of, is going to hurt the effort for both of us.
Sure. And you think the deal is close?
I do.
All right.
I think it's real close.
Commissioner Sims, thank you. We appreciate it. And Tulsa County's new Emergency Management Director, Bill Smiley. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Bill Smiley and Lonnie Sims, Tuco Tuesday on KRMG.